As promised, I am going to make a video on how to arrange your documents for the Global Career Scholarship Program. And not to waste any time, I'll just go straight into it. But what I would like to say before the start of this video is, as the GKS instruction states, you need to label your documents before submitting them. So usually some persons would print out stickers so that they can label their documents, whereas some people might just write on the side of their document, like the top right side, because you're supposed to label the document. So you're supposed to state, oh, this is form 1, form 2, form 3, and all of that. But for me personally, I did not write. I printed out stickers for my documents because I know I have a very terrible, awful looking handwriting. So yes, you can choose to either print out stickers, or you can choose to write on your document, like label your document yourself. So I will explain how I did my own document arrangement, because everybody have the way they must have arranged their documents, but I'm going to show exactly what I did and how I was able to put my documents together. So this is just for example's sake. I'm going to be using like some papers from class just so I can show the example of how you're supposed to do, but you should just picture this as your actual document that you would be using, or your actual documents that you print out. So usually the first thing is the checklist. You cannot skip the checklist. The checklist has to be the first thing, because that is the document they'll use to check, to ensure that all your documents which you've provided corresponds with the checklist. So the first page is usually the checklist, and as you know, your checklist has your name and everything on it. So let's assume this is our checklist. And another thing is, this is just for reference sake, so you should not do this. You're not meant to staple your documents for GKS. You can only use like an office pin to hold your document together. Do not make the mistake of using this. Do not make that mistake of stapling your documents. As I said at the beginning of the video, this is just my papers from class, which I'll be using for example sake. So do not staple your documents, because that might as well disqualify you for the document screening stage. So yes, do not staple your documents. Ignore this. So let's assume this is our checklist, right? So after the checklist, which you must have checked everything, the next form is usually form 1, which contains like application track, degree program, desired field of study, and all of that. So just a second, guys, I think this is a little bit too loud. So you have your checklist as the first page. The second page will be form 1, and form 1 is usually like more than a page. So let's assume this is form 1, and this is also part of form 1. So this is checklist and then form 1. And the next page of form 1 could even be up to 3 pages, I assume, because it's a lot. It also contains your CGPA and all of that. So let's say we have checklist here, then we have form 1. All these are form 1, and then we'll have form 2. Form 2 is your personal statement, right? Your personal statement, it could be, your personal statement is supposed to be at least within 3 pages. So let's say this is form 2 personal statements, and this is also part of form 2 personal statements. Then the next one would be form 3. Form 3 is study plan. So this is form 3 study plan. And after study plan, you have research proposal. So the research proposal document is required only for people who would be applying for the doctorate. So if you're applying for doctorate, then your research proposal form will be there. Even if you're not applying for doctorate, your research proposal form should be there. However, it should not be filled. So all the forms have to be complete, because they're going to check the checklist. So a research proposal form will follow. And after this is your research proposal, after your research proposal, then your recommendation letter. So for the recommendation letter, you have your recommendation letter. This one, let's assume this is your recommendation letter. So if your recommendation letter has been given to you by your recommender this way, with the form, the recommendation form in it, your recommender is supposed to seal this way and sign on it. This is not my recommendation letter, guys. This is just for example's sake. So your recommender is supposed to sign on the flap. So let's assume this is your recommendation letter. You're going to attach your recommendation letter to a plain A4 paper. A plain A4 paper, not typed on it, not printed, not whatsoever. A plain A4 paper. When you place it this way, because you have to unseal, you place it this way because you can't place it this way. If you place it this way, it goes out of order. So the appropriate way would be to place it this way and use a pin to hold it together. So this is what your recommendation letter should look like. So when you've attached your recommendation letter, the next form to follow would be letter of invitation, which is form 6. So we're assuming this is form 6. So recommendation letter goes here, and then form 6 follows. And after form 6, we have language, form 7, which is language, Korean language exemption. That should follow next. After that, we have the GKS applicant agreement. Let's assume this is GKS applicant agreement. You place, and that's form 8, GKS applicant agreement. And then you have form 9, personal medical assessment. So this is assumed as our form 9, and then we're going to place form 9, medical assessment. And yes, that's the last form. Oh no, then we have the form 10, which is consent to collect and use personal information. So assume this is form 10, consent to collect and use personal information, and then you place your form 10 as the last one. So now the next thing is labeling. When you've arranged your documents, when all your documents are in order, the next thing you need to do is label your documents. So I would recommend printing an extra checklist, because you're supposed to have like 4 copies. If you're applying via embassy track, you're supposed to have 4 copies, 4 sets in total. That's 1 original and 3 photocopies. So you have this original document, and then I would recommend printing out an extra checklist for your own personal use, so you can always look at your checklist and cross-check with your documents, because that was what I did. I looked at checklist and ensured that everything corresponded. So I recommend doing that. So when you're done arranging your document from form 1 to form 10, then you proceed to label. Aside checklist, hold on, let me just be sure, because I'm also looking at my laptop for like proper information. So the first one is usually the checklist. So you have your checklist here, application checklist. You're supposed to label on the top right corner. So you can either use a pen and write application checklist on the top right corner, or you can simply print out stickers. You can go to a cyber cafe or a printing house, a printing press in your area or wherever, and ask them that, or say to them you want to print out stickers, and they would print out stickers for you. So let's assume you print out a sticker, and this sticker is application checklist. So you stick top right corner of that application checklist, you stick it there, you place it there. As I said at the start of the video, I printed out stickers because my handwriting is pretty ugly and I was not going to stress anybody. So application checklist. Then the next one would be form 1. So you also have another sticker titled form 1, or you can write. After form 1, you have form 2, which is study plan. After form 2, you have which is personal statement. After Form 2, you have Form 3, which is study plan. After Form 3, you have Form 4. Then you have Form 5 for your recommendation letter. So your recommendation letter is placed on a plain A4 paper, and then you write Form 5 on the plain A4 paper, or you put the sticker there. So you're going to put a sticker on each and every one down to Form 10, and the sticker should not just be labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down to 10. No, you should use the headings that have been used in the application form. So for example, this sticker would be labeled as Form 1. This sticker would be labeled as Form 1, just Form 1, because that's it. Or you can go ahead to put Form 1 2025 Global Career Scholarship Application, or you can just leave it as Form 1. Then you move on to Form 2, move on to Form 3. Form 2 is personal statement, so you can write Form 2 personal statement, or you can have it as Form 2 personal statement. And then Form 3 study plan, or just Form 3. And then Form 4 research proposal, but you're not going to fill it because it is not applicable to you. But if it is applicable to you, then please fill the form. Down to Form 10, down to Form 10, which is the last one, consent to use information. So once you're done, these are your original set of documents, well labeled. As I said earlier, do not use a stapler to hold your documents. You should get these pins. You can find them at any stationery store or a bookstore. These are the kind of pins you're supposed to use to hold your documents. Stapling your documents might disqualify you because it is stated in the guidelines plainly that you should not use staplers. So please avoid breaking whatever rules or regulation or guidelines that might have been stated. So you're going to hold your documents this way with a pin. Meanwhile, for your recommendation letter, because it's going to be hanging by the side on the plain A4 paper, this is what I recommend doing. What I did was I used glue, like water gum, we call it in Nigeria, and I don't know how other countries call it. So you use like the glue, and then you stick it to the paper so that it doesn't fall off, but do not use a stapler. Stick it to the paper so it doesn't fall off, and then when you attach, finally when everything is placed together, then you can go ahead and hold your documents. So I'm going to assume this is our original set of documents, and I'm going to hold them together. So okay, when you hold your documents together this way, you're done with your original sets. You place them aside. You do this same procedure for your photocopy 1. Let's assume photocopy 1 is going to Kyunghee University. So photocopy 1, Kyunghee University. Photocopy 2, Sogang University. Photocopy 3, Sunmoon University, or whichever universities you're applying to. Once you're done with each and every one and label them correctly, accurately, then you can proceed to put the first set, which is the original, in a brown envelope or whatever color envelope you want. So it goes into an envelope like this one. So when you have your original document in this envelope, you're going to put the other 3 in 3 separate envelopes as well. When you're done, this envelope, for me, what I did was I labeled each of my envelopes. So for this envelope, which carries my originals, I had a sticker bearing my name. So I had a sticker bearing my name, and the sticker was here with my name. And then I had another sticker in the middle, written 2024 Global Career Scholarship Application Original Set. So for this one, I labeled it as original set. Then for my second photocopy, or for my first photocopy, I did the same thing, my name, and then I wrote photocopy. Then I wrote the name of the university, Sogang University. The second one, I did my name, I labeled 2024 Global Career Scholarship Application, photocopy, Kyunghee University. The third one, my name, 2024 Global Career Scholarship, photocopies, Sunmoon University. When I finished labeling these envelopes this way, I took, this is just for reference sake, I took them with their labels properly done on it, my name and then original set, photocopy, photocopy. And then I got a bigger envelope that could contain all 4 documents because it's big. I got a bigger envelope, so you're going to get one big envelope that can contain all 4, and you're going to put all 4 of them into this one envelope. So you're going to put 1 original, 2 photocopy, that's original, photocopy 1, photocopy 2, photocopy 3. When you're done, you're going to close properly. This is just example. Please handle your documents with care. Ensure your documents are neatly and well placed. Do not dirty or disorganize it. Make sure it's very neat. And then when you have all 4 of them in this single envelope, you're going to label this envelope as well. That was what I did. You can decide not to. I do not know. But for me, when I had all 4 documents in one envelope, I went ahead to write my name. My name was on it, my full name, and then Global Career Scholarship Graduate Program GKS 2024 GKSG. And then I wrote down beneath it the embassy, or rather, for Nigerians, we usually submit at the Korean Cultural Center, Nigeria. So beneath here, I wrote the Korean Cultural Center, Nigeria, with its exact address, number whatsoever, Raf Oshein District, Central Business Area, Abuja. So you're going to write the exact address. So if you're from other countries, you're going to write your name, 2025 Global Career Scholarship Program, and then you're going to write the name of the address of your embassy, maybe Embassy of the Republic of Korea in Morocco, Embassy of the Republic of Korea in Egypt, or whichever country. When you're done, you're going to submit your documents. So you choose to either submit your document in person or via any courier service, which is DHL, or any other delivery services that work in your country and that you can trust with your documents, because if they are unable to deliver on time, it will affect your application. If they are unable to not deliver on time, rather it will affect your application. And if they do not deliver on time, it will also be uneasy because you're wondering, oh, has my documents been sent, has my documents been received? Another thing to do is, if you're not submitting your documents in person, please ensure to follow up with the delivery company, and when they deliver, do well to call the embassy to confirm if they've received your documents. Call the embassy or the Korean Cultural Center, call them and ask, oh, please, I sent you my document for the Global Career Scholarship application, has it been received? They'll ask your name and then they'll acknowledge. So that is what you should do, and that is how you should handle your documents. So yes, I think I have explained well enough how to arrange your documents for the Global Career Scholarship application. I wish everyone applying this year the very best of it, and I hope to see a lot of people share their stories when they get to Korea, and I hope that my channel will be able to help a lot of people acquire the scholarship at the end of the day. So my phone was tilted and I could not respond to certain comments, but I will look at them now. Oh, Fatih Ben, thank you. Yes, sure, you can ask. And then, oh, Lawal, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you found the video useful, and I really hope you find this channel helpful. And Victoria, thank you for the hat too. And then Crystal says, sorry, I want to ask a question. My transcript is 2 pages and my school stapled it. Do I need to remove it? Yes, please. If your document was stapled, before you put it together, before you arrange your document, ensure you remove every stapled page. Do not go with stapled document, because even at the Korean embassy in Abuja, I don't know of other countries, but for example, the Korean embassy in Abuja, if you go with your document stapled for legalization, they usually ask you to remove the staples, the pins off of your documents before you proceed to do whatsoever. So yes, guys, I I once again wish everyone applying the very best. And for those who are not able to join the live, I'm sorry I had to start the live at an odd time, but it's pretty late for me, and if I don't do it today, I might not be able to like do it anytime soon. But I hope you all watch this live. For those joining for the first time, thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this community. And I hope I'm able to share more valuable content here for everybody. And yes, enjoy the rest of your day, your nights, whatever time it might be in your country. Thank you guys, and bye bye.